Welcome back.
Welcome back.
How's it going?
It's going good.
It's a snow day today.
Mm-hmm.
It's a snow day, but I still made it here.
Because you can walk. Did you walk?
No, I drove.
Oh. Yeah. It's bright and beautiful outside, so we're not having to use our lights today.
No, it's so nice. I love the snow time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's do a game, shall we?
Yes,
Are you ready?
we shall. Yeah, I'm ready.
Mentally, physically, emotionally?
Probably neither. Definitely not emotionally ready.
I might cry. Okay, so we're going to do word association game.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to just throw a bunch of words at you, and you have to tell me the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm kind of scared of my own subconscious.
Oh, maybe I should be too.
Because I think that's what comes out when you play these games is just your own subconscious.
Yeah, it's just like you're blurting.
Yeah,
like...
and I've never been... Yeah. Anyways,
okay.
We'll see. I'm praying for myself. I won't overthink it.
And I won't either because the words will start to get weird if I do.
Oh.
Okay. Ready?
Yes.
Lamp.
Stove.
Stop sign.
Okay.
Zamboni.
Oh my god. What is that? I actually don't... Okay.
Welcome back to, what is it? Little tiny baby sound association. I give you a word, you make a tiny little sound.
I just feel like I'm accepting what you've said. I'm just like, okay.
Like, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Zamboni. Mm-hmm.
I see you. Okay.
Furniture.
Okay. Okay. Not okay. I'm not going to say okay or mm-hmm or yes.
I won't look at you.
Okay, I'm not looking at you, so I don't think that matters for me personally.
No, it doesn't. Okay, ready?
I a little bit almost started choosing a word before you said a word just so I didn't say okay again. Okay.
Fish.
Stove.
I don't know if that's how this game works. Do you want to try maybe?
No, keep going. I can do this.
Flowers.
Lemons.
Okay. Garden.
Dirt.
Can.
Dirt.
Okay, strawberry. Dirt.
Seed. Okay, that wasn't the one that was in my mind first. Dirt was in my mind first, but seed.
Fire truck.
Okay. Do another one. It has to be quick or else it doesn't count. I can't think about it. White.
Dobby the elf.
Flowers.
Aww. Winnie the Pooh.
Socks. I think it's delayed.
I think it is delayed.
I think I'm thinking about the word for the next one. Okay.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Hat. Proud of that
Splash
one.
Mountain.
Road.
Tower of Terror.
Hail.
Space Mountain.
Okay.
Buzz Lightyear.
I was going to say light, which is stupid.
Woody.
Alan.
Yikes. Okay.
Yikes.
Mandalorian.
Stove.
Girlfriend. I think you need a reboot.
I need a Woody Allen reboot. Sorry. No. I was just kidding. Okay. Just do a couple more.
I will. Dole Whip.
Whipped cream.
Daffy the Duck.
Lips. I don't know.
Pluto.
Brown.
Okay. Wait, I said Daffy. I meant Donald.
Oh, well, Daffy still works.
Yeah.
Daffy the Duck?
That's
Daffy Duck.
like Looney Tunes.
Oh. Isn't it Donald and Daffy Duck?
No, Daffy's the like black duck with the orange legs, I think, and then
Oh.
I think.
Right. I don't know. Who knows? There's a Daffy
and
Duck.
we never claimed that we're a podcast that gives you the truth.
Okay, something that I was going to say was that for all the stuff that we say on the podcast, we have sources for most. Okay, not for everything, but for our stories, for like our topics,
Yes.
we have our sources, and those are all on our website. So if you're really interested in something we talked about, or for instance, last episode we talked about a different podcast, I linked it all on the website.
Yeah.
So you can just go onto there, go onto the listen page, and then select the episode you're interested in, and then it gives you all the sources. So maybe we like touched on something, but we didn't dive too deep into it. You can go and you can look a little bit deeper into it, or read or watch whatever we did.
Exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we work really hard on our website.
Yeah.
So it would be great if you could go check it out.
Mm-hmm.
And it has all the links, and it also has like a little write-up about Kat and I.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really cute. So definitely check it out. All right. Well, welcome back to the Wouldn't You Like to Know podcast. I'm Asha.
And I'm Kat.
And today we're going to be unraveling, I guess, the maybe bizarre side of Disney.
Yeah.
A little bit of the stranger side of Disney.
There's a lot in terms of like the darker side of Disney.
There is, yeah.
And because I think it's just such a large corporation that's so successful across, like, it's international.
Yeah.
That there's just a lot of room to have creepy stuff happen.
And a lot of time has passed.
Yeah.
And a lot of things have
It's been
changed.
like, what, 70 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of stuff has changed and been updated and needed to be updated.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. So we're excited to kind of dive into it. I think we've touched a little bit on Disney on some of the other episodes when it comes
with
to
folklore.
Like, stories and stuff. But this, I think we're talking a little bit more relating to the parks.
Yeah.
So
theme parks.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about the cast members.
Oh yeah. So yeah, when we decided to do Disney, and I was kind of focusing more on the parks, and Ash is kind of focusing more on the
fanatics.
The fans.
Yeah, the Disney fans.
So I was looking into it, and there's just so many topics that I could cover. I was a little overwhelmed for a second. I narrowed it down, but one of the things that a lot of people are always interested in talking about is the cast members, or the employees. They call them cast members, and they had this like list of all the crazy rules they need to follow.
Right.
And I was talking to Asha before we were recording that they aren't that crazy
if you really think about it.
Yeah, like there's an underground tunnel like under the Disney parks.
Ooh, tunnels.
And so it's made so that the characters and the cast members can all go to different places in the park without having to walk through the traffic of all the people, without having to be seen by a bunch of people, without having to, like you brought up, if they're in big costumes, they don't need to wear the big costumes throughout the park if it's really hot.
And it normally is, especially in like the Anaheim park.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a little bit colder in like Paris and Tokyo, but definitely like just imagine wearing a big suit like that for most of the day. Just like sweating. So yeah, I'm assuming they have like little golf carts underground that are like,
they do,
carrying the cast members, and they're like the people, the characters and the cast members who follow them like throughout the parks. So
it's like an unfinished basement down there by looking at photos. It's creepy, and creepy things happen, and cast members say they get lost down there and stuff like that. But of course they are. It's a tunnel system the size of a ginormous theme park. Yeah, if you're a new cast member, you're gonna get lost. Another one is that they have a bunch of rules, like you can't point, which I was looking at, which is so dramatic. You can't, that was a finger gun. But you have to use 2 fingers apparently when directing people where to go. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. And when I worked at one of my like restaurant jobs, it always said point with like a flat hand, never point with 1 finger, because it's considered rude, and it is to a lot of people. So I feel like that's so normal for an employee to be asked of that. Another one was that they can't bring their costumes home. Of course.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, because they're gonna like give them to friends and then have them worn for Halloween and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can't necessarily trust what goes on after you leave the parks. And I'm assuming they have like lockers and change rooms and stuff if it's a big park like that. So yeah, it makes sense.
One thing though that I did see, I mean, they have other rules that are, I think they're pretty dated, and I think from the looks of it, it's getting better. But when they were listing them, I was like, literally Starbucks had the exact same rules of you can't have colored hair. It has to be only natural colors. You can't have nail polish that's bright colors or not. Yeah, you can't have visible tattoos. Piercings. You can't have piercings. Yeah, but now they have like you can have visible tattoos depending on your role. Obviously, like if you're a Disney princess, they probably don't want you tatted up, which like kind of makes sense to preserve the
essence of the Disney princess.
Yeah.
And the look.
Yeah, and for the kids. They're going to be like, "Mommy, that's not Cinderella. She's got a full face tat."
Holy crap.
So like I kind of get that to a degree.
Yeah.
But those type of rules are kind of slowly changing, and I think a lot of places had those type of rules, but now as the times go on, we're like becoming more individualized and people are allowed to be more unique, which is good.
It just depends as well. Like you're right on the role. And I think if you're like a mascot or wearing like a, Mickey Mouse costume, I'm sure it doesn't necessarily matter what you have on underneath.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh yeah. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I mean, in my experience, a lot of the cast members have been like nothing but nice. I think the energy at like parks is always so upbeat. But I know obviously it is a job, and with a job comes a lot of like gripes and things that people want changed or people aren't necessarily happy with. But, so it is interesting to kind of hear about all the rules.
Yeah, I mean, they're strict for sure, but I also kind of get it to a degree. I mean, if you apply for a role there, and you probably know a lot of the rules to begin with, like before entering, and it makes sense that it would be so strict if Disney takes their experience of the park so seriously,
Oh, 100%.
They want the whole magical feeling to be really alive.
Yeah.
So I think when there's rules where you can't, the princesses and stuff, the characters can't acknowledge outside stuff, really, outside world things. So like if they ask them, they're like, I've never heard of that before, because it's not in their world that they're supposed to be. They're an actor in that thing. When cast members post photos of them like dressed up as a princess or whatever on their Instagram, they can't say that that's them. Yeah, they have to say, "This is my friend," which I think it's cute.
It is,
because
really
it's
cute.
Not for the adults. All the adults know obviously that's the same person, but if a kid was to ever stumble across it, I think that's really sweet that they're keeping that alive. And then the one thing that I watched a video on, so I find this so hard to believe, but I guess it's true, was that, so they obviously have you keep all your costumes or your uniforms at Disney.
Yeah.
Apparently they had communal underwear for specific costumes. Oh, so that like they didn't want you to wear certain underwear your underwear because it would bunch up underneath the costume and show and take away from the effect.
Okay.
So they would make you wear the provided underwear, but apparently it was communal and people ended up getting like lice.
Oh, okay.
And scabies.
That's disgusting, but I get the like rule about wearing a specific type of underwear, especially if you're like Gaston. He has like tight pants. He's got tight pants, and like I understand the not wanting to see the like look of like boxers or like, I don't know what else they're called, I guess.
Briefs.
Boxers or briefs, that line. So it'd be like, okay, we have this underwear, but like the fact that it's communal.
Yeah, I think it's hey, if you're in this specific character's role, then you need to make sure that you're wearing underwear that won't show. Make sure you buy this specific underwear.
Yeah. Like
just buy like underwear is not super expensive. You can ask that of an employee. If you're providing everything else, you can be like, hey, can you just make sure you always wear this style or whatever, so that it doesn't show, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think that's super fair. Or you're provided a pack of it.
Yeah, exact. That's that's what I would be thinking of, like.
And it's yours. But and you get to maintain the cleanliness of it. It's not shared.
Can I borrow your briefs? Little tidy whities, please? Yuck. That's that's not for me.
So apparently there was an article about it saying that there was things were spread by using that. So that's crazy. That is insane. But that's just a big oversight on management side. I feel like somebody just was not thinking clearly.
Yeah. Did you know that like cast members and characters aren't necessarily allowed to accept gifts, like wrapped gifts from people?
Oh yeah,
as well.
That doesn't shock me.
It doesn't either,
because it could be a bomb.
could be a weapon. It could be a way for like people to like bring in really strange things into the park. Yeah, you're not allowed to bring like a wrapped present for like my favorite.
Right.
You know, my favorite character. Yeah.
That reminds me that I went to Disneyland and I had this like princess book to get all their autographs. Really? Yeah. Mine was pink, and it was one of those that had like the puffy.
Mine was
same. And it had the little Velcro thing that closed. Oh my
we probably had the same one.
Really? Oh my god! I hope I can find it.
Yeah.
I hope it's not thrown out or anything. I loved it, and I got it signed by Cinderella. And I remember there's a photo of me, and Cinderella's signing my book, and I'm just staring at her, and I'm like, oh my! I think I'm 4. I was so little. I was so excited.
Oh my gosh.
After doing all this research, I was like, I want to go really bad. I really want to go. I really want to go ride on Space Mountain.
Oh, yeah, dude. I want to go so bad. I haven't been since like the new Star Wars park was opened up.
Oh, I haven't either. I went last when I went to compete for cheer.
Did you go to Disney World?
I don't know.
Yeah, Disney World is in Florida. Is that the one with the
Epcot?
Epcot is in Florida.
Oh, I went to Florida, I guess. Okay. Wait, how do I not remember where I went? Epcot, like the Epcot Center.
Epcot. That's in Florida. Disney World is Florida. It has the Epcot Center. Has like Magic Kingdom. It has all like it has more. It's bigger than Disneyland.
Okay, I've been to the one in Florida and the one in California. Then
makes sense.
And I went to them the same year.
Whoa.
Yeah, because one of them I went, but it was for a competition.
Yeah.
Because I think we competed in the Epcot Center.
That's kind of cool.
It was really cool.
That's super cool.
Yeah, it was really fun. And then we like did go on rides and stuff like that, but it was kind of stressful because I was like, yeah, you can go on 2 rides and then you need to go back, get changed, do your hair in this big poof.
Yeah.
And then you need to compete for like this really important thing.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, cool.
I would be like, no, I want to have my cake and eat it too. I want to ride all the rides.
No, I was like, I want to sit right here. I don't want to ride any rides. I want to make sure I'm ready to compete. I'm like, was such a stress case all the time. Yeah. But anyways, I am, for my topic that I chose, there's so many like creepy things that happen in Disney. So maybe we'll do a second episode where we go more into like the deaths at Disney.
Yeah, the creepy stuff about ashes and Walt Disney's head and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but for my side of this, I wanted to go into Pirates of the Caribbean ride specifically.
Love that ride.
Because that ride specifically has enough to cover.
Okay.
So this story will make you second guess whether there's something more to the pirate treasure lurking in the shadows.
Ooh, okay.
The story of George, the ghost who supposedly haunts the Pirates of the Caribbean ride.
Ooh, I don't think I knew about this.
No?
No.
You've never heard of George?
I have never seen him, met him, felt him, never.
Felt him? What are you doing? What are you doing in your spare time? George was apparently a construction worker who tragically died while working on the ride's construction back in the 1960s. The rumor states that he fell from the scaffolding while helping build the attraction, and while it was a freak accident, it didn't end there. Legend has it George's spirit didn't just vanish, it stuck around.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. With several employees, there's no confirmed death of a construction worker at the park, by the way. Just so, well, like, you sounded really sad. We're not even sure if a guy died.
Oh no. Well, maybe it's the 60s. Maybe they just didn't like properly. Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Can I go on a tangent for a second? What? Okay. I've had an entire coffee spilled on this laptop.
Wasn't it in your bag?
No. Mine was, I was on a video call, and it was a mandatory thing to be able to get into my program in school. So you had to attend all these like introductory courses. Mm-hmm. I guess basically they usually do like a welcome weekend, but it was during COVID, so I had to be on Zoom. Anyways, you got in big trouble if you turned off your camera. So I'm sitting in my spare room, have a fresh coffee ready to start the day, and have it up on my laptop. Mooney jumps up onto the desk, knocks over my like massive 20-ounce iced coffee all over, and I like, it was all over the keyboard, all over the trackpad. I couldn't turn off the what's it called? I couldn't turn off the camera or leave the thing.
Oh my god.
I was so stressed, so I just had to run to the bathroom. I covered up the camera with my hand. I flipped it over on my bath mat, so it was like draining out as fast as possible, and then I just powered off the computer. I was like, I literally cannot get out of this Zoom call. I just need to power off the computer immediately. Oh, and so I just like left it there for a second, and then I like started wiping it all up. And then I think I just wiped it up and made sure it was like all clean from what I could tell. And then I went back onto the Zoom meeting.
And was it the Zoom meeting was still going on?
Yeah, and I had to like message the person to like let me in, because you wouldn't get let in if you didn't like enter 5 minutes before.
Right.
So I seemed like I was coming in late, but it was all messed up because I technically was still in the Zoom meeting. I didn't leave. Right. I just turned off my computer, so it wasn't letting me in. And the person was like, there's 2
of you
of my name in here. So like I could see, once I did finally get in, I could see my name.
That's the past of you.
Yeah, seriously. Past. And then after the Zoom call got ended, thank God I got back in, because I messaged the woman, and then I just left my laptop upside down for days.
Wow.
To just try to get everything out, and it was fine, because she works hard for me.
She does.
Yeah, she does.
Props to her.
Yeah, she's doing her best. Anyways, so with several employees having reported strange occurrences, especially women working late night at the ride, some say George requires employees to say good morning and good night to him at the start and end of their shifts.
Hi, George.
Yeah. Good morning, George.
How are you doing?
Yeah.
Good night, George. I'll see you tomorrow.
If they don't, they'll experience weird things like cold spots, ride malfunctions, and even women seemingly being the target by George with things like a hand brushing their butt or pulling their bra strap.
George is a perv.
Yeah, I know, a little.
George is a huge perv.
Like, what would you do if you felt somebody brush your butt and you look behind and nobody's there?
You get a little
cup.
You're like, someone grabbed my boob.
Dude, that actually happened to me while working. I mean, it's not good that people touched me while working, but they touched me in the weirdest way possible. They cupped my butt, and it just was the weirdest thing that's like ever happened to me. I just was like, if you're gonna do it, smack my ass.
What's worse, a ghost cupping your boobs or a person cupping your boobs?
Well, I don't think anybody can cup my boobs.
On an average?
Okay, my butt. A person doing it is way worse, in my opinion.
Than a ghost?
I'd way prefer a ghost to do it, because at least they're probably like, if I was a ghost and I was messing with my friends, I'd touch their butt.
Oh, God.
Like, if I was haunting you, and I would just be like, ha ha. Because that's so funny. It's like, you can't see me. Whereas like when a guy does it in a restaurant, it's not funny. It's because they're a perv and they're disgusting and they are so like unhinged and have such a lack of ability to control their own freaking actions. They have to just touch your butt. Like, no man has ever thought, oh yeah, if I touch her butt, then she's gonna go out with me and like whatever, when she's walking by with a tray full of drinks. Like, no girl's ever looked back and been like, wow, who are you?
Thanks for that.
So they're literally just doing it because they
think they can.
They think that they have prior like authority over your body.
Is that what the ghost thinks he has over these women?
I don't know. Or he's just a silly little guy who wants to joke with them. He's just pulling their bra strap. He's not cupping their boobs.
Okay.
He's only brushing up against their butt and pulling their bra straps. Like, pulling your bra strap makes me think of like a little brother. Just like when they pull it and then slap it. Yeah. Anyways. Okay, anyways. Sorry for my trauma dump.
Oh my God.
It's okay. He got kicked out. Some cast members swear by it, but saying it's George's way of getting attention, or maybe just his way of letting everybody know he's still there.
Yeah.
Watching.
Probably.
He just wants attention. Honestly, if I was a ghost, I wouldn't go about it that way, but I definitely would be like, say good morning to me.
Guys,
God.
I'm right here.
And goodbye, too. Whatever.
You didn't say goodbye to me? All right, give me your bra. No, give me your bra. Give me your bra.
Here, how do you like this? Slap.
Ooh. Ooh.
Just sucks the bra right off, and then there's a floating bra.
Ooh.
Ooh. But George is just one part of the ride's darker history. Let's talk about the skeletons.
Okay, I think I know a little bit about the skeletons. Yeah? A little bit.
When Pirates of the Caribbean first opened, Disney used fake skeletons as props, the kind that you'd expect a theme park to use. But according to Walt, they didn't have the right look or feel. So Disney decided to head down to UCLA Medical Center, where they had an excess amount of human remains that they were willing to sell. That's right. Disney went to a medical school to buy human skeletons for a theme park.
Honestly, I kind of screw with the vision. Like I kind of like it.
Yeah. These skeletons were real, not props. This secret was kept under lock and key until they eventually started switching them out for fake skeletons when special effects improved in the 70s. But the secret got out. However, cast members, aka Disney employees, have since confessed to a specific bedroom headboard still having a real human skull and crossbones on it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it's part of the ride where it's like a bedroom scene, and I guess there's a little kid in bed looking through a magnifying glass.
Yep.
And then on the headboard, it's very clearly not real, but it's different skull and crossbones, because the bones are really dark and they're kind of like disfigured a little.
Okay.
Yeah, and they have like a lot more texture to it than all the other skeletons and all the rest.
Oh my
So people have
gosh.
been like, is that real? And then there's a video of a cast member being like, yeah, that is still a real skull and crossbones. And don't you wonder who it is?
It's probably Gary.
George?
It's probably
Yeah, well, that's what I thought when I was reading this, and they're like, yeah, it's a construction worker. I was like, or it's one of the hundreds of people's bones you have. Like, you just have their bones.
Give them bones back.
Salt them and burn them.
Salt them and burn them?
Yeah, that's how you get rid of a
I think you said
spirit.
sell them and burn them.
Yeah, sell them, and then right before you hand them off, burn them.
Yeah.
Just completely mess the system up.
I'd give my bones to that ride.
For real?
Yeah, why not?
Really?
Yeah, that's kind of fun.
Oh my god.
I'd give my bones to science first, and then write a little letter being like, once you're done with this.
Yeah, feel free to donate them to Disney.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I think before, when I was like, oh yeah, I'll be a organ donor, I'll like donate everything. Before I actually had to then fill out the application, I thought I would be like so fine with it. And then I kind of realized that maybe I like believe in energies a bit too much to want to give everything away.
Yeah, you were talking about you didn't want to give your eyeballs away.
I don't want to give my eyeballs or my brain away.
That's fair.
And I could get I'll give my skin, that's fine, because that's like, you need skin for skin grafts, so people need that.
Yeah.
But and like all my organs, that's fine. I'm not attached to them. But
I mean, you are.
Well, they're attached to me. But once I'm dead, I'm not physically, like, I'm not spiritually attached to my organs, but I feel a little bit attached to like my eyeballs and my brain and my bones. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why. I don't know. I have no explanation. That's just how I feel. But
good.
You don't.
Not as much, I don't think.
So you would give your eyeballs? They asked it for them?
Yeah.
You'd be okay with somebody else walking around with your eyeballs?
Oh, yeah.
What if you could still see through them? And what if they were a really horrible person who abused people?
Well, there's actually a show called Chambers where a girl, she's like our age, she has like a heart attack and ends up needing a heart transplant. She gets a heart from another girl and then like is haunted by that girl whose heart she gets. It was a really good show. Had a really good soundtrack.
Yeah.
But like the idea of that, I was like, oh, okay, didn't think that this was a thing that could happen.
Yeah.
But so yeah, maybe. But I would like to haunt someone else.
I wouldn't, because I'd almost feel like I was stuck from moving on. You know?
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to the Pirates of the Caribbean.
It's tangent day.
And if that doesn't,
if that don't sound
and
true.
if that doesn't .. .. line spider crawling up your spine, Have you heard about people scattering loved ones' remains in Disney? I wrote that myself.
No. I wrote that. No, I told you that and you wrote it.
People actually come to Disneyland, get on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, and scatter their ashes of their family members or loved ones right there in the ride, hoping to send them on their final adventure. But here's the thing. It's not just the Pirates of the Caribbean. People have been known to scatter ashes in the park's flower beds, in the moats that surround rides, and most frequently in the Haunted Mansion. Now, you might think that this is something that's rare, but it happens a lot.
Yeah.
So much so that the park's custodial team has a special tool to clean up ashes. So if you're ever on a ride and feel a strange cold breeze, it might not be the ride's effects. It could be something a little bit more real. Specifically, in 2007, a woman took this whole scatter the ashes thing to a whole new level when she snuck onto the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, and as her boat floated through the treasure room, she casually scattered the ashes of a loved one over the ride. Not so casually, though, because the ride was stopped immediately. Park security was called, and things got a little tense when she refused to leave, having the ride shut down for hours while the situation was dealt with, and then the woman was eventually escorted off the property by the police.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks to do that and to like ruin
everybody
it for
else.
Everyone else. I saw a photo online of someone scattering their ashes in the new Star Wars ride. Literally just a black like cement or like shiny floor, and there's just like ashes, and it looks like they've been like pushed with a broom, and it's like,
oh my god,
the ride was shut down because this isn't like a textured dark ride like Pirates of the Caribbean where there's like rocks sand. And kind of like exactly sand. Literally just like a shiny floor, and someone was like shoes. So sad. It's sad for the loved one who's being scattered. It's super inappropriate.
Oh yeah.
And it's not necessarily something that I think any other park goer really wants to see.
Well, it's really dark for somebody, especially kids, just like enjoying their day, and they're like, that's somebody's grandpa.
Yeah, so sad.
But it's also just like, it's super illegal.
Yeah,
they don't do it because it's super illegal, but that's not healthy. I feel like that's just somebody, and now they're just like in a pile on the ground or at a part, like you're dumping them, they just go in the air, and then now a bunch of strangers are just inhaling part of your person. That's really not fair to like anybody.
The person's not going to rest there. They're being sucked up into a vacuum and probably thrown out.
In the garbage.
That's not a good way to go.
No, I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time, some people really, 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 really love Disneyland, so maybe they want to be left to rest there. So I did see on one video that I watched that they were suggesting, maybe Disney has like a part of the park that people can pay a fee and then go scatter people's ashes. But then it was like, that doesn't really go with the whole vibe that they're trying to create, though. So
it doesn't.
It's a sweet thought, but it wouldn't go well with like marketing.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Ugh.
But yeah, anyways, next time you're on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, remember that there's more to that sand than just sand.
Yeah. I wonder how much like cleaning and like they actually do when it comes to like bodies being scattered on sand in the ride. Like how hard is it to actually get all of the ashes out? So maybe some of those people are still there and stuck there.
I mean, I'm sure they do their best. They try their hardest, but you can only do that stuff is really fine.
If you want to scatter your ashes, throw them in the ocean or something. Not you waterboarding me. I wanted to start with another Am I the Asshole like Reddit post, but Disney themed this time.
Okay.
So this post was like, it stirred up a lot of drama online because of just what it was, and it was deleted. So I like went on Reddit to actually find the OG post, and it's gone. Like it just says like a moderator has deleted this post. All the comments are still there, but a bunch of people have screenshotted it. And so it's like on Twitter and all that kind of stuff. So
you went hunting.
I went hunting.
Did you know about this prior to?
I did. Yeah. So I was looking for it. Am I the asshole for not having catering at my wedding?
Okay.
My female, 28, and my fiance, male, 30, just got married 2 months ago, and we had our dream wedding. Everything was perfect, and I mean everything. My parents and his parents helped us pay for a great chunk of the wedding so we could be debt-free, and we are so eternally grateful for that. The issue arose about a month and a half ago when my aunt started posting on Facebook about how disappointed she was with the whole ordeal, and a few guests sided with her. Background: my fiance and I are huge Disney fans, and we travel to Disney World as much as we can throughout the year. Disney is such an important part not only to us, but also our marriage. The issue was with our decision to not offer catering services / bar services at our wedding, due to routing the money towards having a wedding Minnie and Mickey make appearances at our special day. The cost to have both Minnie and Mickey for a good chunk of time, 30 minutes, was almost exactly what our parents allotted for our catering budget, so we scheduled an appearance during our first dance and our wedding photos foregoing served food, though there were plenty of facilities at the venue where people could eat. My parents were still very supportive of us, but everyone else is being passive-aggressive about it on Facebook. Am I the asshole? Edit: to those asking if the guests were warned, we clearly outlined the invitations that there was food available at the venue. We didn't exactly spell out everyone's restaurant's menu, but it was certainly mentioned. There were also vending machines available throughout. Edit: number 2, for people saying that is too much for 30 minutes, I want to clarify that it was 2 30-minute sessions on different days. $2,750 was the cost for one session.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, babe, you're the asshole.
Yeah, I mean, I want to know what type of facilities were available for food around. Like, it said the facility had food available.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Or in the post.
Plenty of facilities at the venue where people could eat. So it doesn't say they're getting married in Disneyland. It's just saying that they're getting married at a facility and they're big fans of Disney. So I'm assuming there's like, just the way in my head, it's like, oh, there's restaurants like within a 2-minute walk. Yeah.
When you say that there's food like available at the venue, that means food that the bride and groom are paying for. That is what that means.
It's insane to just completely forego that for everyone, to be like, sorry, you can figure it out yourself. We want this to be special for us, so we want Minnie and Mickey to be there for us.
I fully support them getting Minnie and Mickey there. If 100%. That's like, I mean, I wouldn't do it, but if that's really important to you and spending that amount of money is something you're comfortable with, fair enough. But the main thing of a wedding is food.
Truly.
That's the main thing you're doing. So like, usually the rule of thumb is like, when you go to a wedding, a lot of people kind of go by, okay, it's like about $100 to like $200 like dollars per head to feed somebody. So usually guests will buy a gift around like $100 or whatever they're comfortable with. But a lot of people kind of go with that rule. It's like, you're paying this much money for me to be there to celebrate your day, so we're going to get you a gift this much. I'm sure a lot of guests went by that same rule and then they aren't fed.
I'm interested to know if they had like wedding invitations, and you know how people have RSVP websites that are like, please mark if you're vegetarian or if you're not, do you like chicken or fish, kind of like, what do you want to eat? If they had to go through all of that and then they heard that there's going to be no catering. Yeah. Like, I wonder if they kind of heard after the fact. It wasn't really clear in the post, but it's so crazy. So this like, what is the word? I guess excitement and like love with Disney is something that I'm interested in kind of like talking about today. So like Disney adults, but I'm not here to like squish Disney adults and like make them feel like crap, because I essentially think that I am a Disney adult.
Oh, okay.
Not in the way of like Disney bounding, if you know what that is.
I don't know what Disney bounding.
I'll tell you about that. But like I think that I love Disney. I grew up with it. I want to work for Pixar one day in the animation industry. I want to go back to Disneyland. I've been there a handful of times. Like, I love it. Yeah. But yeah, there comes a point where it just gets a little bit too much.
I feel like you enjoy it a healthy amount.
I do.
But I think some people enjoy it an unhealthy amount. But hey, people are crazy.
People are crazy. So some of the comments on the original thread. So people took the time out of their lives to celebrate you, and feeding your guests is a standard expectation and part of a wedding. Blowing a food budget on character appearance appearances is just not the look.
Mm-hmm.
Another one said, you had people pay to travel. Okay. This comment makes it seem like they know that these people went to Disney to get married. So it said, you had people pay to travel, come to Disney, presumably to get rooms and whatever to stay nearby, then told them food would be available. But when they arrived, they learned they had to find and pay for the food themselves because you were brunching with Mickey and Minnie. Girl, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
I think also Disney is really expensive.
It's so expensive.
Even if like I don't know, maybe they didn't have to pay to enter the park, I don't know, but staying nearby is really expensive. Traveling is really expensive because they know it's such a sought after place.
Yeah.
So that's kind of crazy to not provide any food for that. It's also don't have people be hungry.
Oh, that's going to cause some problems for sure.
Yeah, especially when they're expected to eat. And weddings, usually there's a decent amount of food. So you usually kind of come, well, they're usually long. So you usually get pretty hungry because maybe the ceremony's at like 3 and then you're eating at like 6 or 7. Yeah. It's like a long time. So you're usually starved
as well after as well. And there's lots of alcohol flowing most of the time too. So if you want to
and they didn't have any drinks either.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're not fed or given any drinks, like even just like water. Like that's insane.
Yeah.
So I just think if I was at that wedding, I would be cranky. I wouldn't post about it on Facebook, that's for sure. But I would definitely be cranky, and just because I'm not being fed, and then you expected to be fed, so you're even more cranky because of that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that was kind of in poor taste.
I
love them for prior. Oh my God, hello! I love them that they prioritize themselves and what they wanted for their wedding.
Yeah, but
you still need to do what you still need to have a wedding, not just a bunch of people show up to watch you guys.
I think exactly, and maybe save something like that for a honeymoon or something that's just intimate,
yeah
you can still wear your wedding dress and your suit if you want to have
for photos. Yeah, or you go to, maybe you could have been like a separate thing where they go out for a meal with Minnie and Mickey if that's what they're into, and then they get photos after or before, and then that's what their thing is. It's not with everybody there.
What a strange.
I love how different people are.
Me too, and that's what makes the world go round.
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem with these Disney adults. It's not hurting anyone. Right? I don't think so. At least I don't think Disney adults are out there with weapons or anything like that. I think
they're just entertaining for the other rest of the public to watch.
Very true. So just let people enjoy things.
Yeah, and if don't yuck their yum.
Don't yuck their yum.
Yeah,
but I mean, I had a book full of where to find hidden Mickeys in Disneyland, and I would go around with my family and we'd look for all the hidden Mickeys.
That's really cute.
I had a book of a bunch of flattened pennies that you could get around Disneyland. I still have it.
I love those.
When we went to Orlando, when we went to Knott's Berry Farm, I have all the coins from that, and Universal. Yeah. I think there's a fine line between enjoying something a lot, Disney, and then making your entire life meaning by it. The kind of
it goes from the just liking it to being obsessed.
Yeah, breathing it, eating it, living in it, which is why I wanted to talk about the Golden Oaks neighborhood in Florida.
Oh my God, I've heard a little bit about this, and I'm so excited to learn more.
Yeah. If you like Disney, what's better than living next to the park? Inside the park.
Oh my God, it's inside the park?
The luxurious community, designed by Disney Imagineers, is the only residential space actually on Disney property. And homes start around 2 to 20 million USD.
Cheap around here, at least.
Yeah. That's not including the extra Disney embellishments many add to spruce up their houses. The idea behind the community is to provide a high-end, private space that's surrounded by the magic of Disney, catering to the people who want to live within the Disney bubble. So it's like a stone's throw away from the Florida park.
It's in the Florida park.
Yeah, but it's 5 minutes away. It's within the boundary of the park, but it's not you don't open your door and you step out into the park. It's 5-minute drive away.
Oh, okay. Well, rip off.
The neighborhood is 980 acres, which is twice the size of the Magic Kingdom, Epcot, and the Hollywood Studios combined. It's named the Golden Oaks because of the Golden Oaks Ranch in California, where many early Disney movies were filmed.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, that's kind of cute. The property is owned and operated by Disney, and there are certain lifestyle aspects that come with ownership. For example, Disney provides personal services like concierge assistance, access to VIP park experiences, and other privileges in the parks for residences. So it's kind of like
a membership.
A cult.
Hey, fair enough.
Exactly. I was on the website because you could look at the available homes.
Are there any?
Yeah, there's one for 14 million.
Okay,
and you
perfect.
can look at a virtual tour. So
yeah,
like, you know, have you ever done a virtual tour on a house? So you can kind of click through all the rooms.
Just like golden Mickey Mouses everywhere.
Really ugly.
Is it?
It's really ugly.
Oh my god!
It's just not. It's like really
chuggy. Okay, but that's not chuggy to them.
No,
they have a place to display all their ears.
I didn't see that. I just like every room has like small embellishments. There was like an office. I'm assuming for like it was like a dad's office, had a bunch of like dad stuff in it. And at the in the doorway there was a big wooden panel, and it had Beast from Beauty and the Beast. And
like
then
carved into it.
Yeah, like carved into it,
okay,
like embellishments
so
like that.
Not subtle.
No, and then in the living room, in the living room, it was like Ariel themed, but like you can kind of tell in the chair. It was very small.
Okay.
But it was there.
Okay.
It was there.
And it wasn't necessarily done in like an elegant way.
I think maybe 20 years ago it would have been elegant.
Yeah.
But now it was a little... Like, I wouldn't spend that much money to live in a house like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a little strange.
Yeah.
What else? Yeah, there's the bus stop that's there. That I think that you can just take like a shuttle from Golden Oaks all the way to the park.
Mm-hmm.
So I think most of the people who live there are people who want to have like a second house, and it's kind of like a vacation home in a sense. Or people who are like crazy fans.
Mm-hmm.
So the house that I was looking through, you could tell that it was like a family, and there was like boys' room and like parents' room and then like a girls' room. Mm-hmm. And the boys' room was like completely Star Wars themed, which was really
cool.
cute.
It's cool for the kids.
That's the thing. And they had like family photos that they didn't like blur out, and it was like a bunch of photos of the kids with mascots.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that it was just a family that's just had already lived in Florida, and we're like, well, let's live a little bit closer to the park.
And then maybe the kids like grew up enough that they're like, okay, we're gonna leave now.
Yeah
Maybe.
So
wow,
a little crazy. So then my question to you is, when do you think, or why do you think people have a problem with a place like this? Because there's a lot of hate online about people living in Golden Oaks and living so close to the park and being so like surrounded by the Disney world.
I don't know. I think it's because people don't understand.
Yeah. So then, like, what's the difference between owning a home on a ski resort where you like live and ski and snowboard every day?
Yeah.
Why is doing something you love an issue for people?
Well, okay. I will say, from my experience just online, so it's not necessarily the experience, people who are really into Disney to this extent are pretty like in your face about it, and that's all they talk about. And it can come across sometimes a bit obnoxious.
Yeah, exactly.
But at the same time, like, I'm looking at things online, so they might be doing that kind of on purpose to get to like get more views or whatever, kind of like almost rage bait
maybe. Yeah,
but that's kind of what I would say. Like, people who own a place on a ski resort, they love to ski and snowboard or whatever, and that's what they really like to do, but that's not all they talk about. They don't like wear paraphernalia all the time. They're not, they're not just carrying their skis around. So if somebody asks them about it, they're just doing it because they enjoy it. And I'm sure some people I'm positive some people really like Disney, but like not that many people know around them. Yeah. Like, unless you were close to them, you wouldn't really know, because it's not like they wear their Disney ears to go to the grocery store, No, exactly. But people do that.
Yeah. So there was like a period of time where I was obsessed with watching this couple who lived in Anaheim, like so close to the park, and their channel was like Disney. They would go to the park and they would tell you like the cheapest place to get really yummy food, and like they would say, oh, the best, like it was Fast Pass before, but now I think it's Lightning Pass or Lightning.
I don't know. Like I think that everybody just started getting the Fast Pass, that it wasn't even a Fast Pass or something.
Yeah, so now it's called something different, but they would say like, oh, the best ride to take a Fast Pass. Like I learned a lot of tips and tricks. It was kind of like, I don't know, it was kind of calming, because I equate Disneyland with family and spending time with my family, and my dad is
nostalgia.
He's such a big kid, like big little kid. When we go to Disney, he gets so excited and giddy and just like was running around the park. He's like, let's go here and here, and it's the best. I love it. Yeah. So I kind of would have these videos on in the background as like kind of like white noise, but also was like, oh, now I know something about that. Yeah. But I think there is like I told you earlier about, or I sent you a text about the iceberg, the Disney iceberg. We're at the top of the iceberg. It's like people who can enjoy things a normal amount. At the very bottom, it's like people who live and breathe Disney. And it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of whatever you want. If you want to put all your money towards a big corporation and a big company and like be super invested in all of these movies,
well, it's very consumerism.
Then you do you, babes. It's, let people enjoy things. It's not scary. It's not hurting anybody. When I was at Disneyland in 2018, they actually had the coolest thing. It was called a Disney goth meetup. There was a bunch of people all around the park that were all like dressed up in goth, but like kind of Disney themed. I was like, what is going on? My mom and I were like so confused, and we looked online, and it was like it wasn't like planned by the park. It was planned by just a group of people, but they That's like cute. Meet up and then take a photo, because you're not actually allowed to have planned meet up, like meet and greets or anything in the park. So it has to be like take a photo really quick and then everyone disperse.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense, so things don't get like chaotic.
Yeah. Exactly.
And there's not like mobs or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, I want to tell you what Disney bounding is.
Okay. Yeah.
So Disney bounding is, Disneyland, they actually banned people over the age of like 15 from dressing up in Disney costumes, because of the fact that other like kids were coming up to them being like, can we take photos? Can we take photos? And they were causing like commotion. Yeah. So they kind of put in place like you can dress up adjacent to a character. So that's what Disney bounding is. Like if I wanted to dress up as Ursula, I would kind of wear colors that relate to Ursula, and like maybe do my hair in a specific way, or my shoes, and wear like a cute little backpack that has Ursula on it, and then I'd be like, oh, I'd like meet her, or meet sense. Ariel. So kind of going to Disney dressed up as your character, but like subtly, like a Halloween vibe, without buying like a costume. It's like, what can I put together?
Not cosplaying.
Exactly. There were some TikToks of girls who were dressed up like the ugly sisters from Cinderella. Yeah. And
the stepsisters.
Yeah, the stepsisters, and they were being like followed and like asked like for autographs and stuff, and the park had to kick them out.
Well, yeah, because then they're not acting in the way that like cast members are supposed to act, so then they're kind of ruining it for the kids.
Yeah, it's unsafe essentially, because they could be saying weird things. They could be
they could be creeps.
Yeah,
Exactly. I respect Disney for having that rule, to be honest. I was gonna say, in terms of like people judging Disney characters or Disney lovers, sorry. Yeah. It's kind of similar-ish to the way that a lot of people judge people who LARP. Yeah. And like do that type of stuff, and like dress up or do like Renaissance fairs. Yeah. And I think
my God, I want to go to a Renaissance fair so bad.
But I just think it's that people don't understand.
I think so too.
That like people don't have. I think you really have to have a different side to your brain to like be obsessed with something that much and like make it your life, whereas you almost pretend you live in a different time or realm when people do like Renaissance. Like some people go and they like, it's their whole life. They like live they don't use certain things that we have now if they didn't have them back then, and kind of thing. And then there's obviously like LARPing, where people, or cosplaying, where people devote, literally it's their job just to make these costumes.
It's so cool. It's an art essentially.
I think so is everything's a little bit of an art. I mean, maybe not Disney as much, because they're not really creating the stuff as much, but sometimes it is if they've made like their adjacent costumes maybe.
That was kind of reminded me, I was at Costco on the weekend, and we saw this man walking around pushing a cart, big, huge unicorn mascot head.
Perfect. No, that's awesome.
He was not hurting anybody.
Yeah.
But the amount of people that were like, check this, get a load of this guy.
Hey, got a lot of this guy.
Get a load of this guy. He's a unicorn head.
Yeah.
And I was just like, heck yeah, dude.
But it was a famous person. But it was a famous person that just
oh my God, it could have been.
Is filming in Vancouver and was like, I have to go to Costco. That'll suck if somebody recognizes me.
Yeah.
I wonder if it was like Owen Wilson, because Owen Wilson was filming just over there in the summer.
I don't think he had the same build. Okay, that was so fun.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I feel like we could go on about all the different stuff with Disney. So we definitely can have another episode about that.
Thank you so much for unraveling with us this week.
Yeah, that was super fun.
Yeah.
And tune in next week. Next week is Valentine's Day. So wouldn't you like to know about Valentine's Day?
I would.
Hey, I would.
And you should too.
Oh.
Oh.